What is going on, guys? This is Teddy, and I said a few weeks ago that I wanted to start making some more content for swing traders, investors, and just some of the longer term minded traders that follow me. And so today, we're going to be doing just that. I'm going to be talking about Tesla because Tesla has been very, very controversial in 2024. So there's a lot of good stuff that we can talk about here. I'm going to make this as my first take for this video. Hopefully it goes well. I'm not going to edit anything. We're just going to run through all the stuff I have listed here. I hope you guys enjoy. And please, please, please show some love to this video. Share it around. Hit the heart button. Subscribe to my YouTube. All that sort of jazz. But yeah, the big question for today is, are we seeing the death of a giant in Tesla? Because we've seen in 2024, Tesla has been on this steady decline. And we're also over a few years, we've been declining since all-time highs. We touched 400. The thing has been pretty much dead since 400. So are we seeing the death of a giant? That's the question that we are trying to answer today. I'm going to give you some of the analysis. I'm not going to go too deep because some of that deep stuff is just a little bit tedious and honestly pretty boring. So we're going to talk about the big, larger term aspects of it, the chart, the fundamentals, PE ratio, Elon Musk, what the company does, the future of the company, revenue, all that sort of stuff. And we're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it quick. But yeah, let's get into it. Here's our chart. This is the weekly chart for Tesla. And you guys can see 2020, we were in a massive bull run. We ran all the way up to 400 at the end of 2021. And since then, we have not revisited 400. Not a great sign if you think of it that way. We touched 400 in 2021, haven't revisited since. It's 2024, baby. Where the hell are we at? Tesla, what are we doing? Let's look at what we're doing. So since that 400 level, which you guys can see up here, we came all the way down and we tested 100. We bounced, and then we tested 150. We bounced. We went up to 300 where we rejected, and now we're entering this $150 to $100 zone. It's a massive zone, guys. I know. 100 to 150, 50 bucks. It's a big zone, but it showed a lot of significance over the past 5 years. So 2020, you guys can see we found resistance right in this $100 range. And then in, I guess, a few weeks later or a month or two later, we found resistance at 150. And then we found support at 125, which led to a run all the way up towards 300. And then we did not revisit it until this $100 bounce down here. So this $100 to $150 is going to be very significant moving forward. And we have just moved into that zone today. We've just moved into that $150 to $100 zone as I'm making this video. So it's going to be important moving forward to see how the price reacts to this $150 level all the way down to $100. The last thing I have on this chart is the volume decline. So you guys can see the volume's been declining since mid to early 2023, and we have not broken that downtrend. I think we're going to get a break of that downtrend as price enters 150 to 100. Somewhere in that zone, I think there's going to be buyers stepping up and there's going to be sellers trying to continue selling this. That's going to create our volume breakout, which will give us a lot of insight into what the price is doing and who has control of the price. We'll be able to see, do buyers have strength near this support zone? Or are sellers continuing to sell with urgency? So watch for that volume breakout and watch this $100 to $150 range. Let's move into a little bit of fundamental analysis. So market cap on Tesla is right about 480 billion. Their income, 15 billion. Their sales, 96 billion. That gives us an okay PS ratio of right under 5. Our PE ratio is sitting right under 35. As we move lower in this 100 to 150 range, that PE ratio is going to hit the average of QQQ and then move below the average of QQQ. That's a good sign for investors. That means you're not overpaying as much as you were last year, the year before. I remember looking at this Tesla, these fundamentals here that I found on FinViz a few years ago, and they were all red, which that's not a great indicator. You can't really just go off what FinViz is saying, but red usually means that it's concerning from an old school fundamental analysis mindset. Seeing a lot more white and a few greens and less red, means that Tesla's starting to move into a better area that you could feel more comfortable investing in. Insiders sold a tiny baby amount. Institutions bought a little bit there. The margins are okay. The quick ratio is okay. Debt to equity, very, very low. Yeah, price to cash, little bit concerning. It's a little high for what I like to see. But I do like the fact that Tesla has cash, but they don't have a ton, meaning that they're using some of it. Yeah, not bad overall here. Let's move into the revenue. So this is the last 5 years of revenue. You can see trailing 12-month here on the top and then quarterly here on the bottom. And we've kind of topped a bit here on the revenue. You can see we're starting to find a little bit of resistance up here on the revenue side of things. We were trending pretty cleanly there for a while, and now we're seeing it's a little bit harder for Tesla to continue increasing their revenue. Not a great sign, but also you can't expect a company to go up literally all the time. Sometimes they're going to have to slow down here or there. And the market and the economy has gotten a little bit tougher. And so it's expected for Tesla to have a little bit of this tightening here. Net income. So we saw net income top a few bars ago. And then our last bar, which was from December of 2023, I believe, we had a nice little pop on that. We have earnings coming out next week on Tesla, and it's expected to be pretty nasty. There's a lot of sentiment saying that it's going to be pretty bad. But December, the net income was not bad. It was pretty good there. This next earnings, if it goes all the way back down and returns to that little downtrend that we were beginning, you could just say that December was an outlier. We'll see how that shakes out. We're going to talk a little bit later about those levels that we could see after the earnings report next week. But for the most part, this income, we just need to kind of wait and let another earnings or two come out before we decide whether that thing was topping and December was an outlier, or are we going to continue to see them potentially move towards even higher? We'll just have to wait and see. That's one of those where if you're looking to invest in this, it's smart to just get your numbers and see them before you make any predictions, because this is kind of an odd looking income chart. Okay, let's talk about the businesses, aka the technologies, the stuff that Tesla is working on. Obviously, they have their cars. You guys can see them up there. Obviously, they have the cars. The cars, the bread and butter, the money makers for them. Those are good. I'm not a huge personal fan of Tesla's cars. I think that there are some better electric vehicle and hybrid options out there, but most of the people looking at EVs and most of the people who have Teslas do like them. So that's worth something. My opinion is not the end-all be-all opinion about Teslas. Lots of people love them. Tons of people want them. People are buying them. That's all that really matters. The big one here, guys, is going to be the autonomous driving. I think that that's probably the biggest thing that Tesla has that a lot of other companies lack. That is a technology of the future. That's something that you guys can look for 10 years from now. 10 years from now, where is Tesla's FSD, also known as, I think it's like full self-driving, something like that. Where is their FSD going to be? Is it going to be used in all the cars? Is it going to be used as a kind of like the market benchmark? Is it going to be a complete failure? It depends on what you personally think about full self-driving cars. Are they a part of the future? Are they not? Because it would change the game if Tesla comes out with something that's widely accepted. Taxis, Ubers, delivery, all that stuff. And Tesla is kind of the front runner here. Outside of that, Tesla has solar options, green energy options. They have charging. I have their charging stuff around me, and I see them pretty much being used every single time I drive by. They have home charging, and then they have some AI and robotics, which I don't know a lot about, so I'm not going to act like I know a lot about it. But I read some stuff, and there were some people who are way smarter than me who said Tesla's robotics is actually very impressive. Again, I don't know shit about robotics or really AI, But like I said, some smart people said that it's pretty solid. I want to bring your guys' attention to this chart here. This is the autonomous vehicle market size. In 2022, it was projected that the market size was 121 billion. 2024, 207 billion. Over 6 years, it's projected to 6 times from 2024 to 2030. Between 2030 and 2032, it's expected to double again. So if Tesla can get a sizable chunk of the autonomous vehicle market, they're going to be sitting pretty. Sitting pretty, guys. And if you think about vehicles driving, taxis, Ubers, delivery, the next technological step for all of those is for them to be automated. And Tesla really, really has the fucking money, the minds, and the structure to do it. That's my 2 cents on the autonomous driving and Tesla's possibility of having a place in that market. I really think that they have the best chance to become a big player. They already are, but to really take this as we move into the future. The next thing that we have to talk about is Elon Musk. The man of the hour, Elon Musk. Is he a red flag of Tesla? Is he a green flag right now? In my opinion, I think he is hurting Tesla a little more than he's helping Tesla. And there's a few things about that. I'm not going to get into all the speculation of people close to Elon say this. People are seeing signs of this, blah, 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 whatever. I care about, is Elon hurting or helping Tesla right now? We've heard him say a few bitter things. We've heard him come out with a few things about Tesla as a company, some of the other people at Tesla. Not so positive. The other thing is, most of his attention has shifted towards X. He's really, really big into that right now, trying to, quote unquote, fix it. And then the other thing, a lot of the public groups that he's appealing to with his late night tweeting and I guess political posting does not align with the customer base of Tesla. And that's, I don't know. You guys can have your own opinion on whether or not that's going to have an actual impact on the company. But it's just a fact that they don't align, and that could possibly be turning some people away from buying a Tesla or whatever. But those are my thoughts. I wish he was fully focused on Tesla, and I wish he was a little bit quieter in the public eye. That would make me feel more comfortable in buying Tesla or being a Tesla investor. But you get what you get, and he's brought Tesla this far, so can you really doubt the man now? That's all I've got about Elon. Let's move on here. This is the last thing we've got to talk about here. This is the chart where I, personally, because we're coming to a conclusion, I will be scaling into Tesla. So I am bullish on Tesla after all that we've just talked about. The main reasons are, I think we're coming down on a good buy zone, number one. Number two, I'm okay with a few bad earnings reports in here. I think that'll give us some nice red to buy on. I don't think Tesla as a company is ever or anywhere near failing. So I'm willing to buy the dip. I'm willing to buy the dip that we're currently seeing, and I'm willing to buy the dip that could come after the next earnings report. The biggest thing I like about Tesla as a long-term upside is that autonomous driving, and is the possibility for them to continue expanding their fleet, possibly cheaper options. I know they're kind of on the fence about that right now, maybe going to push it back, but autonomous driving plus the possibility for them to have a more widespread fleet that can really meet all of the needs, from the bottom side, from the lower class to the middle class, and even to the higher class. So those are the reasons that I really, really like Tesla. I'm not a real culty fanboy about Tesla. I've been bearish on Tesla in the past, but I think it's time that I finally get a little bit of long on Tesla as a tech company, I do think it's a solid buy as that PE closes in on the QQQ average and moves below that QQQ average. So I'm comfortable buying here, and I do think we'll get some rotation after this $150 to $100. We refresh that level, rotation back into it possibly after the election, possibly mid to late 2024. That's my official opinion, and these are the buy levels I have. $150, $135, $120, $110, and then I think a stop loss below 100 somewhere, 95 is a solid area. That's what I'm going to be doing. That is my plan for Tesla. I hope this video helped you guys get some thoughts about Tesla, just got you thinking about it. Maybe you like it, maybe you hate it. We can have different opinions. That's cool. I love having different opinions. So drop your opinion below. I thank you all for making it to the end of this video. I appreciate you. Have a great night and good luck with your trading.